This is not about football. What you're watching with Aaron Rodgers is not a contract decision. It's not just a career choice. And it's not even about legacy. This is a man trying to figure out who he is without the one thing that defined him for over 20 years. And if you don't understand how the brain works in the moments like this, you'll completely miss what's really happening. The brain is not wired for reinvention, it's wired for efficiency and what it already knows. For over 2 decades, Roger's brain has been trained on one system, and that system is to see, process, decide, execute, repeat over and over again. And every time that loop completes, the brain rewards itself. Confidence builds, identity strengthens. So now, football isn't just something he does, it's something his brain is attached to chemically. When people say, why doesn't he just retire? You're asking someone to break a 20-year pattern like it's a light switch. It's not. Identity is not a thought, it's a system built from repeated experiences, emotional moments, external validation, internal reinforcement. Roger hasn't just been a quarterback, he's been the leader, the difference maker, the one who delivers. And when you live in that long enough, your brain stops seeing it as a role. It starts to see it as who you are. So now, leaving football isn't just a transition, it's a disruption to identity. And the brain treats that like a threat. So, what does it do? It resists, it delays, it negotiates. That's why you hear maybe one more year. I still feel good. I'm keeping my options open. That's not indecision, that's protection. There's a deeper fear here, one that rarely gets said out loud. What if nothing after football feels the same? Because it won't. Not the intensity, not the stakes, not the clarity. On game day, everything is simple: win or lose, execute or don't. You know exactly where you stand. Real life doesn't really work like that. So now the brain asks, what if I never feel this again? And when something feels irreplaceable, the brain holds on tighter. So, what looks like passion can actually be fear, fear of losing access to that experience. Now, layer in pressure because this isn't a small decision. This decision carries legacy, risk, public opinions, personal fulfillment, future identity. That's a heavy load. And when cognitive load increases, decision clarity decreases. So the brain starts looping, overthinking, delaying, not because it doesn't know, but because it's trying to find clarity and certainty in something that doesn't have it. There's another layer, and this one is critical. Rogers isn't just good, he's elite. And when you operate at an elite level, you experience something rare: control, mastery, precision. Everything slows down, everything makes sense. Now, compare that to life after football. You're learning again, you're uncertain again, you're not the best anymore. That's a hard shift. So now the brain asks, why leave a space where I dominate to enter one where I don't? That doesn't feel like growth to the brain. That feels like loss. And at this stage, Rogers isn't chasing greatness. That's already secured. So the real question is, why continue? Is it purpose or is it attachment? Because both feels the same. Both says, I want to keep playing, But one is rooted in clarity, the other is rooted in identity dependence. And until that's clear, the decision stays heavy. Under pressure, the brain filters reality, it generalizes. This uncertainty means I'm not ready. It distorts. If I leave, I lose relevance. It deletes signals that it might be time. This isn't weakness, it's protection. The brain is trying to keep his identity intact, even if it's time to evolve. So when you see Aaron Rodgers taking his time, understand this. He's not confused. He's navigating one of the hardest transitions a person can face. Walking away from the thing that made you who you are requires you to become someone new before you leave. And until that happens, the game doesn't let go because the hardest opponent was never across the field. It's the version of you you're trying to outgrow. And thank you for watching. Until next time.